Well, now, here I am, still at the hotel, fixing to check out, wondering if I'll even be going to another one this afternoon, since obviously my work is not going to be there this afternoon like I expected. But before I go and return to my humble apartment, I just wanted to make this quick little video. Why do we feel alone? Well, maybe it's because we're always trying to please the other person and never ourselves, like I said in a very previous video. Maybe it's because we don't quite know ourselves. I've heard it said in other videos, Saragavis, could it be that God doesn't know himself? He wants to be known, so he needs something else to know him. What could it be? Why do we feel alone? I will have to check out in about an hour, so we're going to hurry up with this. And then, of course, I got my swimming pool, which is closed on Monday, and I can do that in your swimming hole or whatever. It's getting a little rain now. Off topic. Why do we feel alone? Well, it's because we have longingness, right? We have longingness for the perfection that we already are and that we seemingly have forgotten. Now, why would we forget something like that? That's a good question. Because we're bored in the void of perfection, the spiritual perfection that we already are. Or maybe it's because we just want to see what we are really capable of, what we can really accomplish, what we can tackle. Can we tackle this? Can we tackle that? Does it matter? Does anything really matter? No, but we think it matters, therefore it becomes matter. Matter is the direct result of consciousness, reality. We create our reality. Now, when you say things like that, how the heck can that be? Do you believe that you're listening to this video? Are you conscious of this video? You are creating that. I'm creating the video, and you are creating whatever thoughts that go through your mind while you listen to this video. How deep is that? People are always striving for something beyond what they don't realize they already are. That's what we call evil, the opposite of live. The word evil is actually the word live spelled backwards. And that's why we feel alone, because we're always striving for things we don't realize that we already have everything we're looking for, and all we got to do is help each other. But there's one problem. Say it with me now. Not ego, since I skipped breakfast. Ego! The ego. I can scream much louder than that, but I'm still at the hotel. I will be leaving very shortly, as I said. The ego. The human ego. What is the human ego? It's the fear of the unknown. What is the opposite of love? It's not hate. It's fear. Ooh, look. The Bluey Dance. I love that show, don't you? I love the kiddie shows. That's all I ever watch is kiddie shows on game shows. Price is Right. I'm kind of missing it, but I can watch it on CBS tonight. Off topic. You guys like Drew Carey better than Bob Barker? You're supposed to say no. Anyway, off topic. Back to the topic of the video. Alone. Why do we feel alone? We're always striving for things that are outside of ourselves, just like I've said in other videos, people bringing up this subject. We're always striving. We don't. The human ego, with the fear. Why are we afraid? Why are we always looking for things outside of ourselves? Because we have been brought into a world beyond our boredom of spiritual perfections. We think we got to go out there and get everything. We don't realize we already have it. All we got to do is help each other. But we're afraid. We're afraid of what that might mean in this dense reality. Everything is so dense and intense here. This is the toughest reality that you can ever enter as a conscious being. Let me say that again. This is the toughest, most hellish environment that you can ever enter as a conscious being. And I think a lot of people would agree with me, because what else explains all the madness? Why are we here? We're here to have an experience and move on. It's like the playpen of consciousness, right? Just like I've heard several scientists that research this subject. I do recommend them. I want everybody to know about these guys. I want everybody to get on the internet and research consciousness, why we're here. Recommended scientists is William Bowman, Bob Monroe, of course, the Monroe Institute. I don't know if you've heard of him or not. It's a lot of people this stuff is made up. But I do not believe it's made up. I believe it's where we go every night. We're just not aware of it. How many people have had sleep paralysis, where you can't move your body in the middle of the night? It's like you see things moving around you. I've experienced that once in my life. The body will not go to sleep until you go to sleep spiritually. And it will always give you these twitches, right? It's like, oh, he's asleep. She's asleep. I can go to sleep now. The trick is to trick your body into thinking that the mind is going to sleep, because the body You're not your body. The body will not go to sleep until you do, spiritually. And that's why we're not aware of our experiences at night, except for just we can wake up and we forget everything. It's all just there. We're spiritually asleep, right? How else do you explain all the madness? We are not at the center of the universe. We're at the outer part of the universe, right? This is the dense, hellish end result of everything, right? And that's why we feel alone, because we're like separate from our source. You can call it God, you can call it source, whatever you want. I still believe the Bible is man-made. I still believe all this stuff is all man-made in order to control people. You can get on the internet and research that as well. But that's the topic of the video, is alone. Why do we feel alone? Because our parents brought us here. Now we owe them everything. I think it's the other way around. I think it's vice versa. I think they owe us everything because they brought us here. If we did have to be born, we don't remember it because of the density and the intensity of this hellish environment. It doesn't have to be hellish, as I've mentioned before, but we make it that way because we create everything. We are basically God. We are not actual God. We are part of God. When we evolve, it evolves, right? And if we're not aware of that, then guess what happens? Say it with me. We feel alone, right? We feel alone, we feel alone. We don't want to feel alone, we want to be happy. That's why we get married, that's why we have children, because we want to feel like somebody else is there for us. We don't realize that if we just help each other, there won't be a need for that. Ooh, I love that song. I made it myself. It's improvisation. I love improvisation. Let's see how many. I got just over 3 minutes for this video. So why do we feel alone? Why do we feel alone? Just like what I just said, because we refuse to accept our greatness and we perhaps have forgotten our greatness. Why did we forget our greatness? You always got to ask why. Why did we forget our greatness? Because we want to have an experience. We want to forget the boredom. We can create whatever we want. It's just like watching the movies. Like, would you want to sit in a swimming pool all the time? Would you want to just watch the same movie and over again? You get bored, right? You get bored with your perfection. You get bored with listening to the same music. Or you want something different. You want an experience. That's why we come here. We come here for an experience, and then we're supposed to say, okay, we're done, get out of here, just like checking out of the hotel, right? We're done. We're done being brothers for now. We'll go be some brothers in another place, but we're still going to be brothers whether we realize it or not. It's crazy, man. That's why I'm saying this. As if you're aware of something, you create it. If you're not aware of it, then it's there, just like when you go to sleep at night. Where am I? What am I doing? Nobody knows until they wake up. The body goes, one of the sleep phases, you go into deep sleep. You come out of deep sleep, you go into regular sleep, the REM sleep, where your eyes go back and forth, darting back and forth. Yes, I understand that. But why are they darting back and forth? Because it's like your body is mimicking, it's all paralyzed, so you won't react to dream and everything that's going on. Scientists have researched this. Have you seen the movie Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio, where it's like, oh, it's slowed down, right? And a dream within a dream, that's deep stuff. But at the same time, is that just Hollywood? Just like back